Hi guys, it's Baldrick here, and in today's episode I'll be covering getting into PC gaming part 3 and the software. So the softwares I'll be including in this video will be the graphics card drivers for your graphics cards and some of the applications you'll need to have downloaded to play your games on. So I'll get started with the graphics card drivers. So whether you own a AMD card or a Nvidia based or just an Nvidia card, you'll need to download some graphics drivers to fully utilize your hardware and get the most stable experience, as well as getting extra features that you wouldn't get without the software. So to do this, all you have to simply do is, I guess, just download it from the website. So if you're using a Nvidia card, just go to the Nvidia website, go to drivers and select your card, and it's as simple as that, and you download it and install it. For Nvidia, it uses GeForce Experience and it does it automatically, but obviously you need to download GeForce Experience first, and I'll put links for that below in the description. And for AMD, you have to download the drivers the same way, but it uses something called, I'm pretty sure when I installed an AMD card for a friend, you had to use AMD Catalyst, so it's sort of the same thing, but I found it to be, I guess, a slightly worse, but they're still great brands, AMD and Nvidia, and they're both great companies for making graphics cards. So if you've got one of either, it doesn't matter because you're going to get pretty good performance anyway. So now that we've got the graphics card drivers out the way, I will be going on to the game softwares that you need to actually launch your games off or activate them on. So the first one I'll be going over is the biggest one, and that is Steam. Most of you would have heard of it, but Steam is definitely one of the biggest, I guess, gaming communities out there. Like, I've heard it's hit more members than like Xbox Live and PlayStation Network, so it's pretty big, and it's also free to install, as with all these softwares I'll be covering in this video, unless for the graphics card drivers you actually don't have a hardware for it. But for the Steam application that you will have downloaded off steam.com, I'll put a link for that as well. Basically, it lets you buy games off it, and Steam basically has every single game apart from Ubisoft and EA games, unless they're older titles. So it's going to have a lot of AAA titles on it, and it's going to be great. It's where you buy Call of Duty, it's where you buy Counter-Strike, it's where you buy a lot of indie games, and it's just a great platform. So you can activate your games in many different ways. So the first is to obviously just buy it off Steam, and that's very simple. You just put in your credit card or PayPal information and you just buy away. The second way is to go to a shop like, I guess, GameStop in USA or EB Games in Australia, and actually activate the disc on your Steam account. You obviously have to have internet to do this, because you need to type in a key code that comes in your disc, which can sometimes be a bit hard to find, but I'm sure most of you guys can manage it. And then there's another way where you buy Steam credit and just purchase it the same way as you did with a credit card. So it's very good how Steam's done itself like that. But then we've got one that's very similar called Origin, and Origin is simply just for EA games. So if you want to play Battlefield or you want to play Titanfall, you have to have Origin. So you can activate the games in the exact same way as Steam, except you can't buy Origin credits or anything like that. So it's very similar. I'll put a link for that as well. So if you want to play Battlefield or Titanfall, you just download Origin and activate, instead of activating it in Steam, activate it in Origin. And then we've got a third one, which is Uplay. So Uplay is for Ubisoft games such as Assassin's Creed and the Far Cry series. So it's a bit of a more confusing one, because a lot of Ubisoft games on Steam that you might see, you have to have Uplay to actually play them. So you definitely want to have Uplay installed if you want to play any of those games. So you can either purchase it on Uplay or you can purchase it on Steam. I would recommend buying it on Steam just so you have 2 copies of it. Well, not 2 copies, but so you can just 100% guarantee you'll have it on Steam and Uplay. But it is a bit annoying, because it would be better if you do it on one or the other. So a lot of people wouldn't know this, but if you want to get a game on Steam such as Far Cry, you have to have both, so it's really dumb, but you can't do much about it, so that's why you just have to install Uplay. But when you buy a Uplay title from a shop, I found that you usually just activate it in Uplay and you don't get it on Steam, which is again annoying because a lot of people want to have more games on their Steam library, but you can't do much about it. That's about it for the software part of the series. So next episode I'll be covering how to easily get into mouse and keyboard gaming and ditch that controller. But in the meantime, please hit that like button, I would really appreciate it, and if you're unsure about anything, please do not hesitate to leave a comment because I do respond to most of them. So anyway, thanks for watching, see you later, have a nice day, and I hope you get into PC gaming as smoothly as possible. See ya!